Hey, back with part two on Cruising the Field, Field the Cruise. My special guest, Jennifer Alexander. Thanks for coming back. We were just talking earlier about, I just saw your tweet about what's going on with the deputations. What's with the lady there talking about the police? Can you hear what you just told me? I haven't seen it yet, but I just,
Yeah. So in our break, of course, I can't go and rest. I went on to the Etobicoke deputations going on at the Toronto budget deputations, but today it's at the Etobicoke Civic Center. So I thought I would check in, and I did not hear what exactly this woman who was deputing was talking about. I didn't hear the whole thing, but I do know that she is very much concerned about the police budget and how inflated it is and the astronomical expenses there, but where the city is lacking in mental health supports and such to actually take care of issues. So I switch it on, and all of a sudden I hear a counselor, a male counselor. I couldn't see, but I do know that Counselor Crisanti is one of our counselors in Etobicoke North, and he is on the budget committee. And he was saying he was badgering the woman who took time out of her day to come and going on about her, going, have you not read this report, have you not read that report? We're 650 officers short. I'm not going to comment on anything because I haven't read these reports either. I'm not a counselor. I have other things to do. And as she said, but she goes, my belief is I'm not here to argue that. I'm here to say what I feel that we need more mental health supports. And so all of a sudden, then Counselor Nunziata comes on and she starts badgering the woman as well. And I felt awful for this woman. And she was this deputant was awesome because she wasn't taking it. She was ready. And Counselor Nunziata throws in the what would you say to a parent of a 12-year-old girl who is playing on a playground and gets shot in a drive-by shooting and is dead? What would you say to those parents? And I mean, I'm taken aback. The woman was taken aback, and the answer was basically, I don't know what you're exactly asking me because that's not what I'm talking about. And then Counselor Bravo, after the questioning, asked, if we can be more respectful and to the people who are talking, and she was basically shot down by Counselor Nunziata, saying, "No, we have every right to ask questions." And this is all recorded, so this isn't hearsay. This is me watching it live on YouTube, and everybody can go back to it today because, yeah, this is how.
this has been going on for a long time. They're rude. These people take out of their time. They're not paid to be there like these guys are. You know,
Yeah,
I guess they want to earn their buck by being nasty people to the deputations. No, they're all volunteers. I've seen. I don't know how long you've been watching council for years, but this has been going on for a long time. Some of the old ones retired. Like this guy,
oh
Chris
no, you
Anfield.
froze.
Oh, I froze. Oh, can you hear me still? Oh, you froze now. Can you hear me?
Okay, you're back.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
happens. Yeah. No,
happens all the time.
no, Chrysanthi, he came back, but you really think some of the candidates stuck about him? He had his signs up saying "re-elect him." I think it was him.
Yeah,
He wasn't being re-elected. He came back to be elected, and he had his own sign.
exactly.
So people phone standards or whatever. Standards makes all this stuff about they're gonna investigate and people get charged or get warned. That's all bull.
Yeah.
Because
Mm-hmm.
a few like him broke the rules. If we gotta follow the rules, why should this old retired guy come back, make up his own rules, and not be accountable? Like, okay, this is going on.
Yeah.
Being rude to deputants, I've seen this many times. There's no reason to be like that. Nunziato and this guy, Cresani, whatever his name is, she's there talking about mental health. They're talking about something like putting her down, trying to put her in her
Yeah.
place. That's not. See, that's not representation. That's not proper representation of people. They're not representing the people. They're representing their egos, their attitudes. It's old
Yeah.
school. They're seniors. That's what I'm talking about. This is what gets a lot of mayor candidates mad about the whole thing. But these people come back, they do the same thing over and say lack of vote, no participation, no interest. You wonder why?
Yeah.
Nunziato, and I got nothing against him. I met one of the Nunziato twice, but like the whole attack on it. You know what? I would say, you should have a coalition of citizens against verbal abuse from council.
Exactly. I
All of
mean,
that. Anybody want to sign up? Sign up right now. It's called the Coalition of City Citizens Against Abusive Council Members. And there's quite a few of them, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
It's so hilarious. I mean, and the ones I've seen before, I've seen once where it's, what's his name, McDivitt, I forget his name, the ball guy there. He retired. But he used to shoot down every woman. During the Rob Perry
yeah.
deputation, I was there personally. I was there for the whole 24-hour thing. And this guy kept shooting down almost everyone that went up there for deputation, kept not putting her, but the way he talked down to her, like,
Yeah,
and I remember this guy. I said, what an arrogant prick. Sorry, but the words, that's just being
yeah,
nasty.
it's true.
There's no
Yeah,
reason being demeaning, and especially women. But like this is what, like the whole thing going on with the deputation and all. Like it's hilarious that they're fighting to be heard for mental health, fighting to be heard to be citizens of the city. They voted them in. Why aren't
yeah.
you helping them out? You know. And is the lady
Well,
is she from their wards? The lady, you know.
I no, I have no idea because I didn't quite catch the beginning of it. But I mean, anytime I see people in Etobicoke who really, really are angry at the system and they want to fight the system, they all tell me, "What's the point?" And then they all ask me,
That's
"Well,
the
why are the
attitude.
same people?" Yeah, and they're all asking me, "Why is the same person being elected?" I'm like, "Well,
Nobody, yeah.
because nobody goes to vote and nobody wants to put their name out there."
When I did my canvassing, I went twice to all the wards, twice in the months, and
Yeah,
that's that's the attitude. Was, why bother? What's the use? You know. And there's a
yeah,
result. Usually, when Nancy got reelected, when they had the announcement and they had the videos on the being reelected, they're all happy. Um, her husband, I think it was her husband, he was jumping up and down like she just won for the first time. Like really?
it's like this
What
is their
is it?
career.
Are you proud to serve your city, knowing that you had a low vote turnout, knowing that people out there don't care because of your behavior and your
Exactly.
conduct in city council has affected such an extreme of nonchalant attitude of like who gives a damn about this council, who gives a damn
Yeah,
about the election? It's not going to make a difference. That's
yeah, exactly.
so there's nothing to be proud of. Like you got 29% vote turnout, and like Mayor Tour, I got
Yeah,
nothing. I'm talking business here. I got nothing the person against them. But I'm just saying they're all jumping up and down, enjoying, like exuberant, like they're having a party for the first time. Like it's like and they're
yeah.
all like, really, you're proud of 29% turn? What does that say about the rest of the population? They don't give a damn.
Exactly, exactly. And I mean, every election lately is like that. It's like you're not winning a huge majority. You're just getting the majority of the tiny little bit who went out to do it.
I mean, it's
You
not,
know,
it
and
looks,
that's
no, it looks like they're all having freaking. I'm gonna be rude. It's like they're all having an orgasm or something. Like they're having that. Oh my god, I won again. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna get off. I had an orgasm. Give me a freaking break.
yeah.
You've been in. She's been in what since the Sky Dome opened, Nunziato.
Oh,
The oh the Fletcher. I
yeah,
think
she
it's
was the mayer. She was the mayor of
Fletcher.
okay, I could be wrong. York. Yeah, she was the mayor of York because when Etobicoke was its own city, so was North York's then there was York and then the borough of East York and the city
Oh,
of
okay.
Scarborough. Yeah, so they were all mayors at the same time as Mel Esman was the mayor of North York. I mean, so they all were these suburban mayors. They had huge budgets and very few people, and they knew how to talk to their neighborhoods. And now it's, well, we did all that, so we know how to run Toronto. Well, but do
Nothing
you?
right. No, you don't. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, watching Bradford's statement last talking on the Payton show there, but we talked about it earlier in the videos, but the statement housing is infrastructure and all that, which is not right. And he's an
Yeah.
urban planner. You should know that. I sent that
Yep.
I sent that tweet to people who are like I don't know people around the world from the military, so I always get messages from people. I got like tons about what he said. Like I didn't know he was on the show. They said, "Hey, go watch the show. Look what your guy said. The guy you support." I go, "Really? He said that?" I said, "Come to Paris and say that statement there. Come to London. Come to Lebanon." You know, but these
Yeah.
are like that's funny. All the we're a diversity of your different nationalities. Me, we're a diversity of cultures. Yet we does not represent the city council for the last how many years, right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
like Montreal made a big stick many years ago about no diversity in their city council, and now you go to their city council website. If you've seen it, they got so many
Yeah,
nationalities. It's not a case of nationality.
exactly.
It's also a case of their background. They come from different personal, like all of us personal.
Yeah.
And they put that they put in that struggle of starvation, poverty, immigration. They put it in city council. You can relate better with other people. Now, they're all
Exactly.
rich. I mean, I've got nothing against rich
Yeah.
people. I want to win the lottery. I'll be rich too. But if you have that attitude, and like the nonchalant attitude, like we'll get it
Yeah.
done our time. Well, they're putting out this woman, and women's about mental health.
Yeah.
Did
And
she get paid to be there? No.
exactly. She's doing it because this is what she truly feels, and a lot of people agree with her. And I mean, like myself, I rent. I have always been a renter. I grew up as a kid of renters. My parents
Yep.
still rent.
Nothing wrong with
And
renting, yeah.
yeah, we have lovely apartments. We live in a lovely area. But all of a sudden, nobody knocks on our doors during elections. Nobody wants
No.
to come to the apartment buildings.
I got
But
one
they're
guy.
all in the,
Yeah, I got
yeah,
one
they're
guy.
all in the,
My ward had 6 guys running. Had one guy knocking, and I met him because he's running too as well. So I met him,
yeah,
phoned him up. Hey, it's me. Phil says hi, and his name was Patches, and he actually worked for the city too. But it's funny about the whole representation of this whole election, the city council, and all that. Just there should be people say there shouldn't be limits, or some people think there
yeah,
should be limits. I mean, 2 years, 3 years, or whatever. I mean, you're in the council for 24 years. Come on, changes have to be
yeah,
done. You know, that's nice. You
yeah,
want things. I mean, kudos. They've done a lot for the city, but you need. Look, okay, Bravo. I love my train of thought. Bravo. You just said they shot her down for defending the woman, right? That's
yeah,
that's a pure example. All this candidates said is that no matter how many new people you get in there, if you still got the same incumbents with the same guy running, you're gonna get shot down. And that's exactly what happened today. Or was it today?
yeah,
Bravo
yeah,
speaking up, trying to defend the residents. And she's from grassroots. I endorsed her too, and she got shot down by 2 senior people. And
yeah,
that's a perfect example.
yeah.
Like say, like, thanks for I'm glad you're a newbie. Thanks for coming in, man. You know what? Stay in your little corner. Speak when spoken to.
Exactly,
That's what they're telling you.
exactly.
Speak when spoken to. You
Yeah,
know, we value your opinion,
they,
but your vote don't count. But you got voted in by the people.
that's it. And I mean, if you look at here in Etobicoke, Amber Morley is the only counselor who was able to beat an incumbent.
Yes,
Everybody
yes.
else won. Yeah, and that was a slim margin.
That was
And
that's a
the
victory for the people of
excitement,
Toronto.
yeah, the excitement that night,
Oh,
and
yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
yeah, and I was
I can give her the email. People around the world, people watch our election. Like we don't get. I
yeah,
say they also ask, how come your media doesn't cover your election? We watched her. I got people in Dubai. I got a guy who's a billionaire. He goes, how come your people don't watch they don't cover your election? What's with your country? But he said,
like it's not normal.
I got so many emails. I can try to answer them all, but hey, victory for the city of Toronto. One incumbent lost. Not that he's a big
Yeah,
loss anyway. It's not a big loss anyways, but regardless.
no,
But Amber Moore, she tried. She competed last time. She won.
she did.
She didn't
Yeah.
win much. She didn't lose by much, right?
No, she lost by very little, and everybody remembered her. And I mean, she's not from my ward, but I would totally have voted for her, and I was a big
Oh, yeah.
supporter. And she is able to hold her own. She knows the community. She's done so much.
Oh, yeah.
But in a community meeting on Monday night that I went to at the Civic Center, there's people who come and want to attack her for being connected to Progress Toronto, and it's, well, you're not technically connected to Progress Toronto. Progress Toronto is deciding who they want to follow and who they want to support.
Yeah.
But it's just like they're already out to attack. There are people who are out to attack her character. She's listening to everybody.
Yeah, there's prejudice against these Progress Toronto. There's also MSA. There's a whole bunch of other groups.
Yeah.
Put the people in the city. Why are they putting them? Because they need some representation. But like these people are old school. They don't want change. The problem is Toronto's these old school don't want change. And there's nothing wrong with Progress Toronto. I talked to them a few times. There's quite a few members there. There's the Amber Morley. There's a whole bunch of them were just running.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So what's the big deal? But she's just one example of a change to come, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's going to take time. It's slow, but I mean, that's part of why there's one organization I'm trying to start. I haven't done too much with it. I'm focusing on the Etobicoke Voice, but I do want to start an organization to get young kids, not young kids, but young teens out there who are interested in what's going on, in local politics, in politics in general, and let them see that, you can make a change. A lot of parents are going to tell you, why bother? They're going to see a lot of adults fighting over stupid things,
Yeah.
and it scares them away. There's not a lot in schools outside of election time. There's in grade 10 in high school, kids have to take a course in careers and civics. It's 8 weeks of civics, so 8 weeks of government, and then 8 weeks of career planning and such. 8 weeks for a 15-year-old who's balancing, every other course and friends. Yeah. That's not enough. They need to hear. And so what I'm hoping to do is to have an organization with different parts. Basically, get out the vote, kind of like what they have in the States, to get young people to sign up who are old enough and to get involved. And then another education part where we can hold webinars, seminars, things at the libraries throughout the city to teach kids who are really interested how to start a grassroots advocacy program, what it takes to run as a trustee. What do trustees do? What do counselors do? What does the mayor do? Let's bring people in from your area at different levels of government, just to kind of get the ball rolling, so that in 4 years' time, we're not sitting here again going, why is nobody running? Why does nobody want to take part?
We had the mayor, we had our high school debate. We had got invited. You know about that? The high school debate we had? All the mayor candidates got invited.
I heard something. Yeah, I remember seeing something.
Forget. Hold on. This is what they gave us to say thank you.
Oh, nice.
William Leon Mackenzie Collegiate Institute.
Nice, yeah.
They planned this debate. It was a mock debate because they're underage, but they planned this debate. It was the last debate before the election in their high school, and they invited all the mayor candidates and the ward, wherever the ward was. We had some of the. I met Hope Shire, and they planned this, and they had questions, and they had they videotaped it. They had their own students video it. Of course, we can't get a copy because they're underage. We can't have a copy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you know what? Out of all the online debates and live debates, I tell everybody this was my favorite debate. I love it so much. The kids, teenagers were so enthusiastic. Yeah. The teachers, the principals, they said they've been planning this for months. I said, really? Yeah. You know what? I said, I would rather go to 10 high school debates than a live debate,
Exactly.
That's one question about our priorities, and one was the second funny question, like something silly, like what's your favorite drag or something. We all had a question each, right? And then the funny part was Hope Schreier was the youngest candidate for this ward. I forget the name and number. She went up there to did her presentation, and she just said right there, I used to be a student in this high school. Now I'm running for election. And I wish they had on a video to show people's face, all these young teenagers, their faces. They just went what? She's one of us?
Exactly.
Said, oh my God, it was so nice. And the place was just silent, right? And her dad was there. I met her dad. Dad's a nice guy, very protective. Nice guy, but she was the youngest candidate, Hope Schreier, and she used to be part of this high school. Graduated from high school, running for council. That's just amazing right there. But that was my favorite. What you said about the whole online and stuff like that. Like I said, I wish to do more with the high school. Maybe you could start something, but high school, not just this high school. But they gave us these mugs to say thank you, and they're filled with chocolates and candies and all this stuff. I said, you know what? I was walking out ready to go with Isabel, and I said, did you get your mug? I go, what mug? So this is where I said, you know what? I said, you don't give me nothing. I should give you something to have me for inviting us there. It was the best debate. I wish they put it online to air because of the restrictions of their age. But I tell people ask me, out of all the debates, I said, what about the university debate? Oh, I love the university debate down at college, but you know what? High school takes the cake, Yeah,
because they're not afraid. They're not afraid to ask. They are so interested, and it's new. It's new to them. And
they had three young ladies. Each had a mic. They took turns to ask the questions. It was so organized. You know what? It was the best. Yeah. People ask, what's the best thing in the election? High school debate. The best thing out of the whole election. And I wrote a tweet. I did a message. I said, you tell your students. I said, you know what? We had the best time of our lives. We got to be ourselves because there's no putting on the airs or anything like that. The debates, you got to present yourself.
Exactly.
We just let it. we're just hanging loose. We're relaxed. It was like kind of
Yeah.
like it's like an aftermath of having all the stress going on for the last few months. It was like, oh, it's so
Yeah.
nice to talk to people like at this level, right? And
Exactly.
so what you said about the getting people involved, I think it's good. I think if you could do that, get things motivated, get people because they were interested. The teacher said they
Yeah.
plans for months. They had restrictions of students because everybody went to COVID. It was held in the library, but people had
Yeah.
to sign. You had to sign up. I don't know how they did the people getting allowed to go with the 10 thing, but they had limited
Yeah.
seating. And she said we had to stop people from coming. We had a restriction, a list of so many people in the library. So that's amazing, you know.
That's yeah. That's the thing. If you let the kids, have that chance and you talk to them about it, they are
Yeah,
so interested.
we had a like a session like can ask just students can ask the any of the candidates. So I got asked for my and then Sarah and then Chloe Brown got asked. But it was nice. They all had questions. They all had it all planned out, and we got to
Yeah.
talk. And they thanked us for coming. We just one of my favorite memories. I said
Yeah.
this like keep with me. This is like this tells me this is my connection to the community of high schools right there. You know,
Yeah.
keep that all the time. I come back home and I tell people about this, and I made a video about it, send it to them, just say thank you and all. But yeah, like you
Yeah.
said there, the high school thing is lacking. It is. It really is.
Yeah.
They're a prime example. They're interested in politics, but they just can't get their voice out there.
Exactly.
And they said to
And
me, the principal said, "We weren't sure if you guys, any of us were going to be accept the invitation because this is high school students." And you know what? We sent. I got the message. And I sent to all the candidates and some of the ward candidates that are already invited, and some
yeah.
didn't know about it. I said, "You know what? We're all in. Let's go. Let's do it." No way, no questions asked. Yeah, it was so nice.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, and they will remember it, and they will, in 4 years time when some of them are, 18, 19, 20,
But yeah, like
they're
vote
going
to
to
try
be
it,
they're
right?
going to want to vote. They're going to want to pay attention.
Yeah, I mean that's just one school. Like you said, if you can start something in your end or I mean, if you want me to help with virtual stuff, I'm in for it. Anything with high school students because that's missing. That gap is missing. We talked about the debates, and
Yeah.
Hope Schreier made a good point. She talked about school safety. See, that's relating on her level because that's her age bracket, right?
Exactly.
Us
Yeah.
candidates, we're all a certain age. We don't think about that. But she talked about school safety, kids walking to school before and
Yeah.
after. And none of us discussed that in any of our platforms. Not that we don't not interested, but it wasn't part of our focus, right? But that was one of
Yeah.
her focuses. And that was like, never even thought about that. So see, young
Yeah.
blood, fresh, new faces, new ideas, something so simple.
Exactly. That's exactly it, and that's what I'm hoping that I wanted to start it off going right after the election. I got hit with COVID, unfortunately, in the beginning of the
I didn't know
summer.
that. Oh,
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I got hit with it around
oh.
July 1st, and it took me about 3 months to really have energy again. I already have an inner ear disorder that causes vertigo and brain fog. Sometimes I can't think of the word, so I get nervous doing things like this because I don't want to, as I lose my train of thought. But the COVID knocked me out, and it took a long time for me to get back to the point. And that's probably why the Etobicoke Voice is being done now and not 6 months ago. But yeah, this is something that's sitting here, and I've talked to people about. They probably think it's never going to start, but I will launch it hopefully in the next couple of months, probably through newsletters and website. But I think if I can get to a point where even if it's not this year, but next school year, start working with the kids and in the schools and through the library system. I have a whole list of people I'm going to bother. You are one of them because you've been out there. Yeah, I'm going to bother you.
Wait, I thought we're just having one meeting. We're done.
No.
No.
I follow everybody but that's the thing. Yeah. And it's like you said with the high school debate, that's how you connect. And it's like you just keep on doing it for the next few years and get the kids to the point where they don't forget.
My question to you is this: why do you even care? People say, "What's the bother?" Why do you care? What's it to you? What's it to you? I'm asking this question. What's it to you that you care so much for people to do all this? That people want to know. I want to know.
Yeah. You know what? I get asked this all the time. I'm always asked why bother. And you know what? I don't like to see injustice. And I know that nobody else is going to get up and fight for the streets every day of Etobicoke like I do. I have had to walk kids to school over time because of one stretch of Renforth here in Etobicoke Center, because there's no crosswalk. And when you do this for 3 years and you can't really have a life because there's no simple crosswalk, it makes you think, okay, you know what? I'm going to make this better for others. And I will keep fighting. And like I said, I don't, injustice bothers me. Bad things that I know can be fixed bother me. So that's what keeps me going every day.
You get people telling you sometimes, like I've been told, people say to you, Jennifer, why are you wasting your time for? Do you get that?
All the time. Every
Really?
day. Every day. I get that.
I always say, people tell me last, like, why are you bothering? I say, well, are you bothering? I'm bothering. Does it bother you
Exactly.
that does it bother you? Does it offend you that I'm doing something to help out? Like you're doing something to help out? Why does it offend you?
Yep.
I mean, are you
Yep.
offended that you're not getting involved, so you have to like attack me for your lack of involvement, that you're gonna attack me? You know?
Exactly. And I mean, and people, and when they talk to me about it, it's not even necessarily like, it's why bother? Take care of yourself. Your ear's bothering you. You're having a bad day. And I'm like, I'm going to always have a bad day. I'm going to have my good days and my bad days. My bad days, I'm going to sit with a book all day. My good days, I'm going to basically try and make my local roads not the highway that commuters think it is. I'm not going to wait till some kid gets hit in my neighborhood. I mean, I have conversations every day with our local crossing guard, and things are getting worse. And
it's so pathetic to think that the only way to cross is somebody dies, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's like a lottery.
I mean,
we need a crosswalk. Who can we get rid of? Johnny down the road, he's 14. He's a little bad kid. Let's get rid of him. We'll get a crosswalk. And that's the way it sounds, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
What are the churches they go to? Precious Blood? The old zoning laws, Victoria Park, and there's light at Victoria Park and pharmacy. It's a big bit of a stretch for a road.
Yeah.
There's no light in between that. But because
Yeah.
the church there was put there years later because of rezoning,
Yeah.
they got it passed. It took them like 4 or 5 years. The council fought at the old Scarborough City Hall because there had 3 people died crossing the street from the side road to the church. 3 people had to die, and still they had to fight to get that because it goes in the old. A lot of places all old zoning. Like that's a pretty example of that they finally had to go out of the rezone that area or whatever. They got a special permission, but they finally put a light there after fighting with council petitions, but it took 3 deaths to get that in there, right?
Yeah, and that's what our neighborhood's fearful about. I mean, it's a crosswalk that I cross all the time, and if anybody is following me on Twitter, they will see every time that there's a near miss, I get angry and I'm tweeting it out because you have so many cars coming off the highway trying to avoid the 427.
Yeah.
So if I'm crossing on the West Mall in this area, we have the overhead lights and it's a crosswalk, and apparently to most drivers, there's a person standing there. Why are they standing there? I'm going faster. 3 cars stop. You'll still have another car in the outside lane. Like I have seen near misses with our crossing guard, and it's terrifying. My husband has I drag him to meetings because he's the driver. I'm not. So he's always like, I just want to ask just to know how many kids it takes before we get something. And I'm always like, no, you can't say that. But but that was like a year or 2 ago. Since the pandemic, I'm not so nice anymore. I'm like, yeah, you asked that question because it's to prove a point to those around us as well, going, if we don't keep going, nothing is going to change and somebody's going to get hurt. So you got to keep pushing.
I had an idea. What they put those, the railway tracks when they put those gates come down? Why they put them over there?
Yeah, exactly.
Like over distance, so the cars have time to slow down.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. Kids are crossing. That's the thing you have to do, right?
Traffic,
right. And
exactly.
Speed bumps only do so much. They still go over like they're nuts.
Yeah.
Like just go boom, 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 right? But if you start something with you let me know if you want any help. I can do like video pods, or I can do art too, or conversation, or did you get a lot of response for your Etobicoke Voice? Did you get a lot of people signing up for it?
It's growing. It's only been going for 4 weeks, but I'm up to almost 50 subscribers. So for anything in Etobicoke, that's actually really good. Just because I find there's not a lot of people in the area that I talk to on social media. So I have learned a lot from
Oh, that's another thing. Yeah.
downtown, the East End, and then it's like, hello, everybody in Etobicoke, like, where are you? But no, we're doing great. I'm getting good comments. I'm on Instagram with the Etobicoke Voice, and I've got a lot of local businesses who are connecting, and organizations that are connecting. So it's coming, and it's like I said to my husband, I go, this is my job now, and he goes,
Yeah.
that's your job now.
And you're a volunteer, right?
So right, I'm no longer a school council chair. I gave that up this year, but I am still the school's traffic committee chair.
Yeah.
And so I'm very focused in volunteering, and we're still working on programs at Blurdale Middle School, and I am totally available to talk to other school councils throughout the Etobicoke or throughout the city who are starting traffic committees or trying to solve small problems. You can definitely connect with me, and I will come and tell you how we've done it, what we've had to do, what I've seen in all my years. Because yes, I do watch almost every city council meeting, and I follow along with the tweets by reporters who are sitting there.
I gotta drink coffee I gotta drink coffee. I fall asleep so much. Oh my gosh. I'm just
Yeah. My husband doesn't understand how I do it, and he's like, "You're sitting there, you're watching it on like I'll have it on YouTube on the TV. I'm sitting here like typing things and reading motions. I've got like my phone here with Twitter tweeting it all out."
I just sit there like and I'm falling asleep. Like I can't. I have a hard time. I don't know. Maybe, but you're just like one of many people, unique and fighting for community and getting the voice out. I mean, I don't think there's any coalition of all the communities. Maybe you have our own separate hubs, right? But people told me this. They told
Yeah.
me, if you want to get involvement, get a coalition of the whole. Get people talking together, not just hubs. Because these councils work separately.
Yeah.
They're all individuals. The way they talk, the only time they get together is when they gang up and attack a woman, like today we talked about.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only thing. That's what they have in common. You know.
Yeah. Like
just,
even with like just the traffic issues in my area, I'm trying to get the school councils all together to work together, just because one school is saying one thing to the counselor, one school's got another problem. It's very easy for them to say no, 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 no,
Yeah.
and then nobody really knows. If we all come together, have a consensus, figure out what actually needs to be done, and you're going as a bunch of neighborhoods that are represented by in that ward instead of just one neighborhood. I keep telling people more gets done. Not everybody wants to listen to me, but eventually.
And you said you had like your library's got small like meeting rooms or whatever.
In our neighborhood, we have like maybe one room that, and it's permanent out like all the time. But what we have, but the schools, like I always say, but we also have Starbucks, and there's a lot of us who like our Starbucks, and the local Starbucks at West Mall and Bloor. And I'm just going to give them a little plug. I know a lot of people don't like the big, corporations and stuff, but we don't have a lot of small places around here. But that location is awesome because they have the tables. They are happy to have, groups of 7-8 people. They'll put up your signs.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, nice. So and that really is. It's like it's always looking for these small mom and pop places as well.
And
we have some popping up, and
if you want to make a deal, you can promote Starbucks wherever. Like if they want to promote that, just exchange of helping each other out. But that's a good example. Starbucks. We got one over down here. We have like the one on Kenny. People get together all the time. It's a big one. The chapters. Yeah. And every time I go, they always have meetings there. They have like all their laptops. They're like, "What's going on here?" That's where they meet.
Exactly.
So we get also like churches. I don't want to do churches or whatever. Think about church basements and all.
And that's I'm gonna actually make a note of that because I'm hoping to get a traffic town hall sometime in the next few months. So that's an idea as well. See, thank you. I learned from everybody.
I bounced off you there. You didn't tell me what's going on. I said, it's got an idea. Let's try it out,
Yeah, absolutely.
Starbucks, churches, libraries are too small. What about legions? They have a legions in the area?
Nowhere close by.
Yeah,
there's a few of them.
Of convenience is sometimes hard, right?
Yeah, and I'm always trying to think, where can people easily walk to? Where can people have lots of parking? Because parking it's always an issue in this area, even with our schools. So it's always like, where can we not cause too many traffic issues if people show up?
What about fire halls? I don't know if they do that.
I've never thought of that. Oh.
In the States, when I was in the military all over the States, we used to go to these meetings at fire halls, community meetings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just thought about
Yeah.
it. Yeah, we used to, especially Chicago. Chicago's got a great hub of community involvement. I don't know if you watch the show, but that's a pure example of what they do with the community.
Yeah.
And when they open up a new fire hall, but they have a lot of community events going on. Like I don't see a lot of like
Yeah.
nothing against with firefighters, but I don't see a lot of like in the States, they get major community involvement with all their fire stations. It's part of their hub. It's part of,
Yeah.
and that's
A
how they.
lot. I watch a lot. I watch a lot of like mom bloggers or mom vloggers and family vlogs and stuff on YouTube, and a lot of Americans. And yeah, they do all that.
I don't know if they have that. I don't know if they have that with the fire halls here. I've never seen it. I mean, I've never looked into it. You know, like
Yeah.
when I was
I think
kids,
they're pretty small here
they
too.
are small. Yeah, yeah. They got
Yeah.
room for the truck in the cafeteria.
Yeah. And I see these guys shopping. I wish I could eat with them.
I know some firefighters. Personally,
Yeah.
ex-military guys. They're gonna kill you.
Yeah.
I had noticed even about the. I made this other joke about why they're gonna need 100 more cops. And I told this, I don't know, I'll tell this joke again. But I got buddies in the forces that are in the police. They're gonna kill me for saying this again. You know what I need? You know what I need? I get 2 minutes. You know what I need? 100 officers. They say, hey, somebody needs to open the door for the Tim Hortons to carry the bags, right?
Well, I'll tell you this: the firefighters that are in this area, I'll see them at our local metro, and they are doing a better shopping than I am. I know that they are cooking way better than I am for my family. I'm just like, could you give me some cooking tips, please? Because
do they talk to you? Like I never seen
when my kids were little, my kids would talk to everybody, and so yeah, I had great conversations in the day. Now it's like I don't talk to anybody. And
we got 1 minute. We got one exit over here. They have the firefighters go to the Northfields. One day they're in the cashier. There's like 5 of them, right? And one guy's like really good looking guy. So I was in a joke. I said, "Are you a real firefighter? Or are you just a poster pretty boy for GQ mother?" And he got all mad, right? Do your hands actually get dirty, or like you have? I tell the other guys are seeing it. Is he a real firefighter? Is he is he number July? He took over the sense of humor, right? I got one more before we're gonna get cut off here.
Yep.
So, anything you want to add before we get cut off? And just I'll post a video. I'm sending you the copies myself from the Gmail. Anything you want to add before I get say goodbye for now?
Basically, I think I've put everything out there. I'm easily to find at the Etobicoke Voice. So yeah.
I'm gonna say before I get cut off, thank you so much, Jennifer. Nice to meet you the first time online. And
yeah, it was so good to talk to you.
Yeah, we'll continue on. You need my help, let me know. I'm going to send you the videos right away. And thank you so much. Much appreciated. You know what? You're an amazing lady. I think
Oh, thank you.
You're my hero.
Thank you, Phil. And you are my hero for doing all this and getting me to actually talk. So thank you. And thank you for having me.
No problem. Thanks for having me. And you have a good day. And we'll talk again.
You too.
Okay?
Oh, we will talk soon. Bye.
Take care.
Thanks. Bye.